In this video, I'm going to show you how you can turn these sort of slides, which you see everywhere when a person gets introduced with just the name, the title, logo, and a picture on the screen, and how you can turn it into something more dynamic and more engaging for your presentation, especially if it's like a special occasion, you want to do something nice. So what I'm going to do in this video is first, I'm going to do a little bit of a breakdown of the existing slide, what I think we can improve. And secondly, I'm going to show you a redesign of how we do it and how you could, for example, get some inspiration for your own company. And here you can see the starting version of the slide. Again, it's not a bad slide. What you often see is you have the logo somewhere in the corner, you have the name in bold, and you have some room for the job description or the job title. And then what often happens is people just paste in an image like you see here. Now this is a square image, but very often people just take in the image, it's landscape, it's portrait, it's like different formats, and it kind of gets messy, especially if you copy multiple in a row or you have multiple presenters. You want to have some consistency. So overall, it's not a bad slide, but again, if you put it on a large screen in a hall or you put it on a conference, it's not that inspiring and not very branded. So I think we can do something more with it. And here you can see a variation where I sort of inverted the colors. And this is something to grab the attention. Now, the first thing that jumps out, at least for me, is the person. Because we've taken the exact same image, but what we've done is we've extracted the background. So we removed the background of the image to make the person stand out. And then you can see we came from this sort of square box of the person. Now we can give it way more room on the slide. And that's what we want. We want to put the person on the screen. Then we add it or we fill it up with that same content, but I just tuned down the colors a little bit. So the white, that can be bold, that is important. But then if it's like a secondary importance, the job title, you can put it a little bit more transparent or in a little bit of a different color. Now, of course, if this is very important for you and you want to have high contrast, you could also add that. Now, an additional benefit of removing that background is that you can start to work with layers. So you can see we have this shape here in the background of the person, and the person is sort of overlapping. So here we have the part on the red, and here we have the part of, or behind that person, we can see a different color. That could be your secondary brand color. It could be a design element that you want to include, something to really make it stand out a bit more and include your brand. And then we'll also have that room at the bottom here for some design elements, some branding things, some elements or touches from the logo that you want to add, all to get that branding in place and to really make your slide more like a design. Because sometimes for a conference or a training, that could really work and that could jump out. So this would be my suggestion if you go, for example, to a conference or to some larger venue, you want to go for those more designed styles. It takes a little bit more time maybe in the beginning, but once you get used to it, it's basically the same time, just dragging in the elements and repositioning it a little bit. It's not that hard once you get to know how to do it. I think we can say this feels more like a static version. The picture, again, it's not a bad picture in itself, but sometimes you see these bad pictures. So you want to have high quality images and then you can remove the background to create something nice. And that also frees up some more flexibility to add some layers, to add some design elements, some logos, some brand elements, and that's what you want to achieve. So thanks a lot for watching. If you thought this was helpful, make sure to like the video and let me know what sort of slides you would like me to redesign or get some different inspiration from. Now, if you want to learn how to do this for your own slides and really get that eye for designing your presentations, I have a program available for which you can find all the information in the description below.